Have you been seeing repeating numbers like 111 or 444 and wondering if they're more than just guidance? What if these divine messages are actually putting you to the test? Join us as we explore how to discern if angel numbers are challenging you to grow. Angel numbers are repeating numeric patterns that appear in your daily life. You might spot them on clocks, receipts, or license plates. Many interpret these sequences as meaningful signals from a spiritual realm. Think of them as a symbolic language designed to attract your attention. Their repetition and timing often make them stand out, prompting you to seek deeper meaning. Your brain is naturally wired to notice patterns, making these numbers stand out. When a number repeats during emotionally significant times, you're more likely to assign it meaning. Your current feelings, circumstances, and questions often shape what the number seems to communicate. This personal context is key to understanding their message. Angel numbers can feel like tests because they often appear during periods of choice, resistance, or growth. They push you to notice behavioral patterns or act in alignment with your values. These nudges require inner work, decision-making, or a change in perspective. They feel like tests because they challenge your habitual responses and comfort zones. From a spiritual perspective, tests help you develop qualities like patience, courage, or clarity. A repeating number might be an invitation to practice a specific virtue. It could also be prompting you to confront an area of life where you've been avoiding responsibility. These challenges foster deeper spiritual growth. Psychologically, noticing numbers during stress or decision points can mirror unresolved emotions. They highlight cognitive blind spots you might have. If you're stuck in avoidance or repeating mistakes, the number acts as a prompt. It encourages you to investigate why you're stalled and what needs to change. Look for patterns in how the number appears and how it makes you feel. Does it coincide with important choices or resistance? These are common clues. If the number brings discomfort, anxiety, or internal resistance, it may be testing you. Tests often push you to face emotions you've been avoiding. When a number shows up repeatedly at moments requiring a decision or commitment, it's likely pointing toward action. It might be testing your willingness to choose alignment over convenience. If seeing the number triggers denial or excuses, it may be testing whether you'll move past your defenses. Tests highlight the gap between intentions and actual choices. Not every recurring number is a test. Many aim to comfort or confirm your path. Differentiating guidance from testing helps you respond appropriately. If a number feels calming, reassuring, or timely, it's likely guidance. You'll sense encouragement or validation rather than a push to change. When the number appears alongside practical solutions or timely opportunities, it functions as a signpost. Guidance often arrives with tangible support. If you feel aware and grateful, not defensive, it's likely a gentle confirmation. This often happens when you've done inner work and are ready for encouragement. Certain numbers frequently appear, carrying specific energies. Understanding their core meaning helps you interpret their message. For example, 111 signals new beginnings. If it appears when you're avoiding a new path, it might test your readiness to align actions with desires. 222 relates to balance and trust in the process. If it appears during relational friction, it could test your capacity for communication or healthy boundaries. 555 is strongly tied to change and transformation. Persistent 555 sightings during resistance to change can test your flexibility and willingness to tolerate uncertainty. You can use a practical step-by-step method to assess a recurring number. This process is reflective, simple, and actionable for personal growth. First, pause and notice your immediate emotional reaction. Anxious feelings often imply a test. Calm feelings suggest guidance. Look at what's happening around you. Are you making a significant choice or avoiding action? Context helps interpret if the number is pushing for change. Ask yourself focused questions like, what is this asking me to do? Or, where am I avoiding action? The number often points to an area of needed growth. Keep a log of when the number appears, your feelings, and the circumstances. Your journal will reveal if the number consistently appears during resistance or affirmation. Finally, test small actions. If you suspect a test, try a small, aligned action. If action reduces repetition, you've likely responded to the test. When you think a number is testing you, respond with integrity and curiosity. This approach fosters growth rather than panic or denial. Practice honest self-reflection. Use the number to examine your motives, fears, and choices. See where you might be avoiding responsibility. Transformation often begins with tiny, consistent actions. If the number nudges you to speak up or start a project, take one small step. Cultivate patience and compassion for yourself. Tests are invitations to become more whole, not punishments. Reach out to trusted friends, mentors, or therapists if a test feels overwhelming. You don't have to figure it out alone. Support accelerates learning. Use rituals to mark commitment. A short ritual like lighting a candle helps your nervous system accept new patterns and makes the test manageable. Avoid common pitfalls that distort what numbers communicate. Misinterpretation can cause unnecessary anxiety or inaction. Don't chase numbers as an escape from personal responsibility. Numbers are prompts. They don't replace the need for intentional decisions and effort. Don't turn angel numbers into strict rules or superstitions that limit your freedom. Treat them as flexible guidance interacting with your inner wisdom. Be aware of confirmation bias. Try to remain open to alternate meanings and evidence that contradicts your initial beliefs. Blend spiritual interpretations with psychological understanding for a balanced approach. This integration helps you act wisely, not impulsively. Use both intuition and evidence. Let intuition suggest meanings, then test them through observation and small experiments. Sometimes, repeated numbers may relate to distress or obsessive thinking. Pay attention to signs that professional help may be needed. If number sightings feed anxiety loops, cause insomnia, or interfere with daily functioning, reach out to a mental health professional. Support helps manage symptoms. To make a numbers message useful, translate it into personalized, actionable meaning. Personalization enhances clarity and reduces vagueness. Ask specific questions like, what action does this number encourage me to take today? Specificity moves you from interpretation to practical change. Angel numbers are rich sources of insight when interpreted with honesty, context, and action. By treating them as prompts, you transform repetitive patterns into opportunities for growth. If you suspect numbers are testing you, notice which part of your life requires courage, clarity, or commitment. Respond with one small, consistent action. Start a number log in your phone. Note the date, number, context, emotion, and one action you'll take. Choose one small habit the number might be asking for, and commit to it for 2 weeks. Reach out to one trusted person to clarify your next step if the test feels overwhelming. These methods will help you transform confusing repetition into purposeful insight, moving you forward with intention.